Hey YouTube, this is Sam Stewpans bringing you another Vayu Turbo deck profile. This is kind of Vayu Turbo 2.0 for me, and I find, after a lot of playtesting, I find that this is probably one of the best variants of this deck, this format. So it starts off with 3 Vayus, obviously. This is Vayu Turbo, and 3 Siroccos. Sirocco usually makes this guy with Vayu. 3 Shuras and Gale. That's a total of 10 Blackwings. Shuras are really good because they pull out Vayus, and Gale is just a staple in any Blackwing deck. Have a Plague and a Gardna. Just some extra stuff that I don't mind in the graveyard. He's protection, and he's just a Dark Tuner, which is never a bad thing in a dark deck. 1 Dad. I have a lot of graveyard manipulation and control, so even a late game Dad is still good. It helps me push through a game at the end. Some people I've had some people tell me to take it out. I say no because of how much control I have of the grave. 2 Grephers. These are my power dumpers. The reason I say that is because you can dump 3 cards in 1 turn with him. He's really good early game, kind of bad late game. So I would not run 3, but 2 is actually really nice. 2 Armageddon Knights. These are my late game dumpers. If I have one early game, I'll probably dump a Plague, stack, sink for Goyo or whatever, but that's usually not what I like to do. I like to save these until late game when I can push for an OTK at the end. Then DD Crow and Gorz. DD Crow, everyone hates it, and Gorz just protects. No, I changed up the draw engine. I did a card for Black Feather. Now the thing is that I run 10 Blackwings in here, so chances are I'm gonna have a Blackwing in my hand. And I noticed that when I ran the deck last time, I don't like having Elfin because Elfin is really not that great, but also I like having the 3 Siroccos and 3 Shuras, but they ended up clogging up my hand, and they were a lot of times dead draws, so Partial Black Feathers cleans that up, and it really makes the deck run a lot more smoothly. However, I did dump Foolish Burial because I found that Armageddon Knight was enough. Next I have Lightning Vortex and Monster Reborn. This is kind of my black hole, because I figure I don't really need black hole since I'd rather dump and just pop their stuff than destroy everything. And Monster Reborn, obviously, staple. Triple Book. I love Book. It's probably my favorite card. I love it when I have an Armor Master on the field. Book the Armor Master. When they attack, I book Armor Master. They flip, I place Wedge counter. Next turn, their monster attack is 0. So nice. Then Rhoda and Burial and Bear from different dimensions. These 2 set up my plays, and these 2 help me push for OTK. I like Trunade for late game OTKs, only because I usually end up having a Burial in my hand when I do it. So I'll Trunade, Burial, and go for it. Versus early game when I can just Cold Wave and I won't need to use the Burial because I already have the Vayus. So one of the other new things is my body. The reason I run my body now is because I took out Starlight Road. I thought it would be really good. It's not that great. My body's better. Not for traps. Oppression. Obviously, Vayu jumps over it, so it's good. Staple. Obviously, and this is also kind of like Black Hole, I guess. And this is actually, I think, better than Black Hole because you can use it when they special summon something annoying. Delta Crow. The one thing that keeps Blackwings alive is Delta Crow. It's specialized back row destruction meant for Blackwings, so who can ask for more? 2 Icarus Attacks. I don't run 3 because I do only run 10 Blackwings, and I can't afford to be tributing a lot. And 2 Bottomless. Basic 1-for-1 removal. nice in that way. Now for the extra deck. Extra deck. Triple Armwing. Triple Armor Master. And a Silverwind. Blackwing lineup. It's always fun because the way I play Vayu Turbo, especially without Raven, is that first I do Armwings, then I Burial, then I go for Armor Masters. So I'm like upgrading. Then I have Canister, Brio and Goyo, Black Rose, Colossal Certus, Mistworm, and Chimera Attack. Chimera Attack, even though I don't main Cyber Dragon, I still main Monster Reborn. So if I can Monster Reborn their Cyber Dragon and then go for Chimera Attack, that's like a 4,000 beater with them having an empty field. Which is nice. Now for my side deck, I got some God card tokens. Just for lols. Alright, system down, 2 Cyber Dragons. This is kind of my hate for Machinas, even though this deck actually performs very well against them, and against like all the plant crap that's going on. Nobleman for Salvo Dad stuff and Raikos and whatever. Foolish. I just kind of had an extra slot and I put the Foolish in that I took out. 2 Starlight Rose for Mirror Match. So at which point I put in another Stardust into my extra deck so that way I can fuel these. Because whenever the Icarus, I love doing Starlight Rose. Miracle Dig for Glads that start sighting in like Dimensional Fissure. Because I just, like, haha, I'm removing all your cards. I'm like, haha, I'm gonna bring them all back and OTK you. Which is always good. MST, the reason I don't main this is because people are saying like 5 back row and like, oh, big deal, you hit 1. I run Icarus which hits 2. So like, hitting 1 is like, no big deal. This definitely is not a replacement for Heavy Storm at all. So, there's no sense in maining it, I think. 3 Mirvoths, +1 against Glads. Gauntlet Equal against X-Sabers, and then Trap Hole. I think every extra deck should have a Trap Hole. Great against so many decks that's like Blackwings and Infernities. Because like, Infernities start setting up their combos, but the first thing that they have to do normally is to normal summon. Especially on their first turn, where they first start the combo. In which case, the normal summon, you Trap Hole, that's it. They have nothing for the first turn. And then, especially in this deck, you can OTK. So, this deck is really good against a lot of the meta decks. However, anti-meta really hurts it. This deck gets around Herald, Perfection decks. So yeah, just a really good deck in general, and peace out.